How's it going, everybody? This is RBT coming at you with my Friday questions and answers, episode 23. And as always, leave a question in the comment section below so your question can be answered and featured on next week's episode, which will be questions and answers, episode 24. So let's get started. But like I said, always questions can be about sports, my life, anything. So just go ask a question. Let's get started. First question, Alan Clanton 20 asks, what other sports do you like besides football? Who is your all-time favorite player? Other sport I like besides football, I kind of like playing basketball, but my 1A, 1B sports is football and baseball. I really love baseball, and I'll be covering the Red Sox once again this season like I did last year on this channel. Much like I did for Alabama throughout the football season, I'll be doing for the Red Sox in baseball season. And my all-time favorite player, I'm not sure if I'm talking about baseball or football, but my all-time favorite baseball player, without a doubt in my mind, the reason I got so obsessed with sports in general, Sammy Sosa. Leo Smith asks, how good do you think Auburn will be getting two good freshman quarterbacks? For Auburn, it definitely is the step in the right direction. Jonathan Wallace, I'm not sure if he'll start next year or not, but Jeremy Johnson, I believe, will end up being a pretty good quarterback. He's a good fit for Gus Malzahn's offense, I believe, and I think he'll be the better of the three that are incoming next year. Not necessarily sure if he's going to start or not, but that's up for debate. But next year, I guess if you want me to say for the immediate success, I would say maybe they might be 500 next year. Maybe a six win team next year. So yeah, I go 6 wins next year. B Manning 95 asks, how good do you think the Florida Gators will be next year, and what do you think their record will be? It all really depends on the play of Jeff Driscoll. I mean, their defense, I still believe, I know they lost. They lose a lot of talent on defense, which would be hard to reload. I mean, their defense is one of the best in all of football this year. Not necessarily shown in the Sugar Bowl, but they still were. You can't base a team off of one performance, but anyways, it's going to be tough reloading that defense, but I think as long as they have Will Muschamp there as head coach, they're going to have a very good defense, so I don't think that'll be a problem. They get great recruits at Florida. They'll just be able to reload on the defensive side of the football, but on the offensive side of the football, it's a different picture there. Their only spark of offense whatsoever was for Mike Gillislee, and he's gone at the draft. And for them to improve and actually compete for SEC title, they got to have a way better offense this year than they had last year, especially considering their defense is going to struggle more than they did last year. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Maybe they'll have a better offense, but I say they're a 10-win team next year. I'm not necessarily convinced that their offense is going to improve at all. I mean, of course, Jeff Driscoll another year, he'll be better, obviously, but with losing Mike Gillislee, I'm not too sure. But like I said, for the regular, I don't know, I'll go like maybe 11-2, 10-2, whatever you want to say. For regular season, I'll go 10-2. B Manning 95 asks, also, how good do you think the Miami Dolphins will be next year, and what do you think the record will be? Definitely with a young quarterback, they'll be in the right direction. Ryan Tannehill definitely impress a lot of people. I mean, this guy's only started 20 games in his life at quarterback at college and NFL, so I mean, he's playing very well, and he's a raw talent, but he looked quite impressive last year, as young as he is, as inexperienced as he is. And I think they're a step in the right direction. I think their front seven needs a little bit more improvement. Maybe add another guy in the secondary. Maybe even they need help all over really. But I'd say 7-8 win team. Not sure if they're going to make the playoffs. I doubt it. But I think they're on the right direction. Right direction. I said right direction. Ducru asked, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? Oh man. Let's see, 3 wishes, definitely to get, to have every single bill, every single house note, everything for me paid for the rest of my life, because that would be absolutely amazing, not having to pay for another thing the rest of your life. To go back in time and grow an extra 3 inches and not fracture my spine so I'd have a chance at playing football or baseball at the collegiate level. And 3, third wish is that nobody that I'm close to would die in a tragic manner, I guess. Okay. Be Rich 93 asks, what are your thoughts on the SEC West versus East, and do you think Arkansas, Tennessee will be a top 10 team in the next 2 years? I think definitely moving forward, as we've seen years past, the West is definitely a dominant conference over the East, and that I can think with the addition of Texas A&M, Ole Miss definitely improving, Mississippi State still an average team, but not. Mississippi State would be third or fourth place in the East, and next year they might be second to last place in the West. But like I said, Ole Miss improving, they look like they're in the right direction. LSU always is going to be a good team. Texas A&M, we saw what they did this year. Auburn maybe is improving. Alabama, we know. I mean, Arkansas, you'd hope they'd be improving with the addition of Brett Bielema, and definitely West, I think, is a dominant conference compared to the East. And Arkansas / Tennessee, I think Tennessee honestly if either team is going to be a top 10 team in the next 2-3 years, I think Tennessee has a better chance compared to Arkansas, just because of the divisions that they play in. Because Arkansas, to be able to actually compete for SEC West title, they're going to have to improve vastly, and with the talent the SEC West has, I'm not sure if they'll be able to do that in a 2 or 3 year span. Razorback 1995 asks, what kind of car do you have? I have a 2001 Toyota Celica. It's a red sporty looking car. I think I made a video with it in it before, so if you want to do some digging somewhere on my channel. Famous Roland asks, how do you handle negative comments on your videos, and what do you say to all the haters out there? Oh my, this is an excellent question, man. I used to get a little bit more annoyed and offended by negative comments early on, but I mean, you learn over time as you mature just to like ignore stuff like that, because I mean, with the development of social media, no matter what something is, and no matter how successful somebody is in something, people are going to be so negative, and that really makes me worry about the future of this world. I mean, it seems like such a little issue, but these people don't seem like they're going to grow up into the kind of responsible, smart, intelligent people that we have living in this world today. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And with that said, like I said, no, if you have success, no matter what you are, you're going to be trashed over social media, whatever you do. And so I've learned just to really ignore them. If I see a negative comment that is so ignorant, I pretty much, most of the time, just delete them. And nothing is hurt. But then sometimes, like today, I got a comment on my video that said, it was on my top 5 cornerback cornerback countdown, and somebody called me an effing idiot because I had Jonathan Banks number 4, not number 2, and told me to actually learn something about football before I make a video. Well, that kind of stuff annoys the crap out of me, because I wish people could learn to respect somebody's opinion, and opinions are just that, they're opinions. If you believe Jonathan Banks is the best cornerback out there, I'm not going to call you a moron because it's your opinion. And then I just said something back at him. People like that are just so gosh dang ignorant, and I mean, once you prove them wrong, they start just throwing things at you that make absolutely no sense and aren't true, and it's not worth it. I mean, we have so many idiotic people on the internet, it's just none of it's worth it. If you want to go see some of the stuff he said, go to that video. I think I actually deleted his second comment because it was one of the most ignorant things I've ever seen in my life. And people were so stupid, man. And what do I say to all the haters out there? Don't be stupid. Stop being stupid, and hopefully you'll grow up and stop being an idiot, because you're not going to make it anywhere in life if you act like you do on the internet like you do in real life. Air Jones asks, do you think Johnny Manziel will win the Heisman again? That's so tough to say. I mean, you can't really predict that because there's only been one person in the history of football to win the Heisman 2 times in his career, and I mean, you'd like to say he would because he's so talented, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to. But I think he'll definitely be up there for it. I mean, possibly top 5. He'll go to New York next year no matter what, but not necessarily sure he's going to win it. Sorry, when my phone rings in the background, it completely just makes me lose my train of thought. And it's always like a toll-free number, and I hate it. But anyways, answering your question, it's a possibility, a great possibility. He's such a talented player, but with the known facts that it's only happened once before in history, you really can't say for sure. But if I had to give a percentage, I'd give it 60% chance possibly, because I mean next year might be his last year, or possibly he might come back the next year. But with the way he handles things, I think he'll be gone after next year. But we'll see. Carlton K1000 asks, I go to the University of Alabama. Do you think we will three-peat? It's a great possibility, man. I mean, our schedule sets up very, very nicely. Like, we have the Georgia Bulldogs schedule from 2 years ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, when they played absolutely nobody worth significance out of the other conference or the division in the SEC. Like, we don't draw Florida, we don't draw Georgia. I can't think off the top of my head who we draw, but we have a very favorable schedule. Next year, I believe we're going to have 2 games possibly losing. That's the Texas A&M early on and LSU later. But LSU lose so many players, man. And I think this is a good possibility, man. I'm not sure if we're going to be as talented next year, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. But the way our schedule is, it's a definite possibility. And it would not surprise me whatsoever. And that'd be awesome. Oh man, Peyton Manning got asked, do black people kind of piss you off? Do a lot of black people go to your school? Man, you can't really put them into one like category, man. I mean, I'm friends with so many black people. Black people, I mean, they're awesome. But then, I mean, you do have the few that absolutely get on your nerves and stereotype for the rest of the African Americans out there. And I mean, there's so many out there that are awesome people, great people to talk to, and just the few that I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there are some that get on my nerves, but there's some, like I said, that are awesome. So you can't really. I try my best not to put the stereotype on African Americans just because of the few that make them out to look terrible. And so I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some do, but most of them, they're cool people. And also say do a lot of blacks go to your school. Actually, my school is majority Asian because we have a lot of, I don't know why, but a big part of our communities is, well, Vietnamese, Cambodian. So it's probably like 60% white, 40% Asian or whatever, and 20% black. Mr. React T6 asks, how good do you think Teddy Bridgewater will be next year? And you think he is a Heisman candidate? Oh my. And I'm not even gonna lie, I told you guys, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, I ain't even playing when I'm saying Teddy Bridgewater is the best NFL prospect at quarterback position by the biggest margin going into next season. The guy won't surprise me if he gets drafted first overall pick next year and turns out to be one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen. Maybe even better than, I think I even said before, I believe he can be better than Andrew Luck. The dude is so impressive, so accurate, and I think last week somebody asked me about who I thought would be Heisman candidates for next year. I'm not sure why I didn't say Teddy Bridgewater. Like I said, I think a bunch of people slipped off my mind. But definitely, when I'm making my Heisman candidate videos, which will be coming up in a few weeks, I'll be listing dark horse Heisman candidates and regular Heisman candidates. He'll definitely be on my list. Man, this is taking forever. I apologize. And this webcam, man, it's been acting up very, very bad. And I don't know, I might have to be getting a new webcam or something. But it's been like, I was about to make a video. I got up and somebody had messaged me on Skype. Came sit back down, and the whole entire screen was black. I was completely black. It's something to do with the lighting, which I can't control. But it is this webcam, man. I don't know why. On that little rant there. And Air Jones asked again. I think he just accidentally posted that question twice. Star11079 said, where do you think Mansa Teo will be drafted and how it will affect his draft and why? Oh yeah, and get well from it soon. Yeah, I'm feeling better actually. Thank you for saying that. But man, I ain't even gonna lie. I was definitely considering. I didn't believe anything Mansa Teo said at first or anything anybody said about that. But after watching his interview and everything, I'm pretty much convinced that he really didn't have anything to do with it. And I laughed at the idea that he was a victim of this at first, but now nothing would surprise me. I mean, I'm not saying he's, for being so gullible, he's retarded. No, I shouldn't say he's not retarded. Very naive and very idiotic, and that should be a question of some NFL teams. But he didn't lie about the whole thing. I don't think he did that just to propel his Heisman campaign or anything. But regarding to how his draft status, I could see some teams taking him off his board, but don't be surprised if he gets picked somewhere from the 15 to 20 range in the first round. If he gets knocked out of the first round, I'll be very, very, very surprised if he's knocked out of the first round. Drew and Caitlin ask, who do you think the Eagles will pick in the draft, and who do you think the Eagles will pick in the draft on the defensive side of the ball? Oh man, the Eagles, they need a corner possibly, but with the first round pick, I could see them, if a guy like Luke Joeckel falls to them, I could see them picking a tackle. Maybe Demetrius Moore, is that his name, from Texas A&M, the defensive end? Possibly him. Just somebody. I think they need another addition in the front seven. But definitely, if I were them, I'd pick at least 2 guys out of the secondary. I'm not saying first or second pick, but somewhere around in the draft, somehow get 2, maybe even 3 guys to help add some depth, and maybe even a starter in the secondary. There's my phone again. But like I said, either a tackle, defensive end, or guys in the secondary. And like I said, I apologize. Whenever my phone rings, like I said, I just lose complete track of thought. Monkey48104 asks, what is your favorite NFL team and college team, and do you think UK can get at least 6 or 7 wins next year? Favorite NFL team, obviously Tennessee Titans. College team, Alabama Crimson Tide, of course. And Kentucky, no, I don't think so. I think this is definitely be a really big rebuilding project for Mark Stoops and company. But I think he's definitely a step in the right direction. They are recruiting better ever since they've hired him. So give it 4 or 5 years. Give him a full class before. I'm not saying take him 4 years to get 6 wins, but 4 or 5 years, and we'll really be able to assess the possibility of Kentucky competing for a SEC West title, because nothing that they've shown right now can convince me that they can be a competitor in the years to come, especially with the way the SEC has been, the way the lesser teams that they had the possible chance of beating is improving. Ole Miss, Auburn, State, Tennessee, etc. And I don't think they'll be able to turn around as quick as these other programs. And also, subscribe to my channel, because if you didn't know my NFL Cards favorite team, you probably aren't subscribed to me. Matthew33388 asked, he said Jack Del Rio is the DC at the Broncos, and yes, Luke was committed to play at Oklahoma State. Now it offers from UCLA, Oregon State, and Colorado State. Now to get my question, how do you see Troy, South Alabama, UAB, and Auburn doing in football next year? Oh, and Roll Tide, road to 16. Roll Tide to you. Man, now they're calling my cell phone. Ridiculous, man. Just calm down. Troy. Troy used to be the absolute powerhouse for the Sun Belt, and they definitely had some down years there in Troy. But give Troy 8 wins next year. I'm not sure exactly what the schedule is, but the Sun Belt is actually weakening a little bit because they are getting raided by other conferences like the CUSA and company. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Troy get 8 wins. Now they're calling again. Calm down. I can't take it, man. I'm about to get up and go hang up or something. But South Alabama, man, I'm trying to concentrate here. South Alabama, man, at probably, I'm not gonna say for sure. That's probably where I'm gonna be going to college. But anyways, I kind of was disappointed this year. I thought they had the talent to completely shock all the Sun Belt fans and maybe get a 6-7 win team. Definitely disappointed. I forget how many wins they got. But the way they're recruiting, and they're in the middle of a recruiting base in the Southeast that actually has the possibility to get very good athletes. Have really got into John Thunderbunk, who's committed right now from somewhere in Florida. He's a 3-star athlete. He's very talented. He'll probably start from day one. If they can get guys like that, don't be surprised to see South Alabama in the next few years actually win the Sun Belt. But, I mean, I think they're definitely going to improve. I mean, what are they, 3-4 years removed from actually adding the program? Or is it 5 now? And they're just getting in the right direction now. And they should improve, but not drastically. I'll go 6-7 wins, something like that. UAB's falling in some hard times right now. They there's no firepower whatsoever surrounding that program, and as long as that's going to be, they're going to be a bottom dweller in the CUSA. Don't be surprised to see them get 4 or less wins next year. And Auburn, I think I answered this before. I'll go 6-7 wins maybe for Auburn next year. Leo Smith said, "Did you watch the 2000 Super Bowl between the Patriots and Titans?" No, I did not. I was 5. And at that point, I probably didn't know what the Super Bowl was. Leo Smith also asked, "Will you a Road to Glory or a Heisman Challenge in NCAA 13?" No. I'm pretty much done with my NCAA 13 stuff aside from the Memphis thing. The Memphis Dynasty series. But don't be surprised to see me. Well, I probably will do something like that in NCAA 14. But for new series ideas or anything, don't be surprised. I'm probably not going to do any more new series until the next games come out later in the summer. And, man, this is at 22 minutes already. This is ridiculous. My face is black now. Apologize. But, Chance Baker asks, "Do you think AJ, if he doesn't get hurt, will go pro?" Also, I heard rumors that Foster, one of our kickers, will either be left off the team or a possible backup safety/linebacker. Also, I saw on UA's website that Blake Sims is a running back and not a QB. Obviously, from watching games, he plays QB, but that's UA's website says that. I'm not sure if you mean this year because he's already announced that he is not leaving the NFL draft. If you're talking about next year, definitely, because he'll be a senior next year. And, man, don't be surprised if he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks drafted next year. He's a very talented quarterback, and, I mean, after winning 2 national championships, he's only going to get more and more hype surrounding him as a quarterback, and don't be surprised if he's drafted top 3. And the top 3 quarterbacks, I'm saying top 3 overall, but maybe one of the top 3 quarterbacks drafted next year. And also, I've not heard anything about a kicker being left off the team, so I can't really answer that, or anybody being left off the team. I mean, there's always players that don't return for the senior season, and like Tyler Love, who was the 5-star coming out of Mountain Brook in the 08 class, that was supposed to be one of the best offensive linemen, and he never played it down. He didn't play this year, and I mean, there's always guys like that, but I haven't heard anything. And I'm not sure why UA's website says Blake Sims is a running back. I mean, he can play running back, but he's backup quarterback, pretty much. And he also says iPhone, Android, or gay. I think he kind of, I'm not sure if he really meant to say gay or not, but I'm iPhone, definitely. If I had an Android and iPhone so much better. XX Black Mamba XX24XX. Was it just destiny for the Ravens to win? Because they shouldn't have beat my Patriots, full crap. Man, like I said, without Ray Lewis announcing that he's retiring after the season, they're not. I don't think they go this far. And like I said, I mean, you got to be happy for a guy like Ray Lewis. I don't care what you say about him. I mean, one of the best linebackers to ever play football. So, I'm not sure if you can actually say it's destiny, but it feels right as an NFL fan for the Ravens going this far. SEC Guy 06 asks, I don't always ask about your relationships. I've asked about literally everything. What do you think about the Bama UK basketball game? I'm not sure if you asked this before or after, but definitely, man, that was they're calling again. Let me see if the same people. Yep. Oh man, that makes me mad. But anyways, it was definitely an upset. I couldn't believe that we beat Kentucky. Man, no, Kentucky's not as good as they were this year in years past. They've already lost 2 or 3 games in the SEC. But as an Alabama fan, I'm definitely surprised that we beat Kentucky. Our basketball team, it's the same story every year. We start the season surprising teams, going out, starting the season 5, 6-0. We lose a game tragically, like losing, either blowing a lead, choking at the end, or whatever. And we lose like 4 out of the next 6, and everybody loses interest in the basketball team. But this win, definitely, I mean, we're always a pretty good team under Anthony Grant. We haven't made that next step yet, but our defense is always great. But our offense, man, it's sometimes completely anemic. But in this game, we did just enough to win. And as a fan, I was really happy and thrilled that we beat Kentucky. And it definitely helps our chance of making the NCAA tournament. For Brennan Cool asking, a lot of mock drafts, people have the Titans getting Sheldon Richardson or Chance Warmack. Who would you want? Not really sure why we would pick Sheldon Richardson, because we have 2 very good defensive tackles, a lot of depth at the defensive end position. We don't have that one great defensive end, but we have depth there. And like I said, Sheldon Richardson is more of a defensive tackle, and we have Mike Martin, Carl Klug, and go farther and farther than Derek Marks. So definitely Chance Warmack, because our running game has to get better and improve from last season, and that starts with your offensive line. Not your running back, your offensive line. So out of those 2, Chance Warmack. But if I had to pick, I would definitely, without a doubt in my mind, say D. Milliner. Leo Smith also asked, one of the questions, I meant, did you watch the 1999 Super Bowl played in 2000 with the Titans and Rams? Yeah, I was kind of confused. I was kind of second guessing myself. I was like, I thought the Titans played against the Rams in the Super Bowl, and that clears it up, because I was kind of second guessing myself. I didn't want to say anything about it, but no, I didn't watch it, because I would have been 4 then, so I couldn't hardly talk then. I could talk, but you get my gist. And last question, thank God, man, this has been my longest video by far. Razorback 1995 asks, do you and your girlfriend plan on trying to go to the same college? No, she is actually gonna go to a community college, which is about, she can live at home. Well, she is gonna live at home. It's only about 30 minutes from her house. For me, it's about 50 minutes or so. But I don't know, man. It's not really that big of a deal, because it's gonna be a big deal if I end up going to Alabama or Troy or Southern Miss or whatever. But if I either go to Spring Hill or South Alabama, it won't be a big deal, because we'll both be living at home. So it's not me any different. But I mean, I still want to go to Alabama, so we'll see. But no, we're actually not. I hope maybe if I go to South Alabama, which right now it's probably either I'm pretty much ruled out Spring Hill, which is giving me actually the most scholarship money, but they're really expensive. It's either probably between Southern Miss, Alabama, and South Alabama. Troy was supposedly going to give me a very big scholarship, but they had changed something to where you have to attend this leadership conference in order to interview for the scholarship, which wasn't like in years past. And I'm already competing in a football tournament that Saturday that I can't go, so Troy's pretty much out of the picture. So Alabama, Southern Miss or South Alabama. So we'll see. I'll tell you guys whenever I decide where I'm gonna go, because that's a pretty big thing. But that is it, man. 30 minutes of me talking. Holy crap. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a question in the comment section below, and I'll answer next week. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and roll Tide, go Sox, and go Titans to you. I'll see you later. Have a great day.